everyone. Did you guys all know that marijuana is the #1 most used drug today in 2012? Although many people use marijuana for recreational or medical purposes, most people are unaware of the significant health problems that it causes. I've known many people to use this drug who have had either their medical card or just use it as a recreation. And if marijuana was strictly illegal, less people would be affected not only by health problems, but other problems that this drug can cause. Marijuana will continue to be a rising problem unless it's taken care of and strictly illegalized. To start, there are many effects that marijuana has on its users. Just like alcohol and other drugs, marijuana distorts and impairs a person's abilities. Short-term effects include distorted perception of time, touch, sights and sounds, and loss of coordination. Very much like alcohol, this will impair one's ability to drive or operate machinery. This can cause fatal car accidents or other accidents. It also causes problems with memory and the ability for one to learn and retain information. Marijuana causes a decrease in thinking and in problem-solving skills. If young adults are using this drug and going to school, it's going to decrease their ability to learn and retain information, as well as learning new procedures if you are starting a job or teaching somebody something. Marijuana also has long-term effects on the body. The THC in marijuana increases the activity of certain receptors on nerve cells in the brain. These receptors influence pleasure, memory, concentration, time perception, and motor coordination. When these receptors on the nerve cells are extremely active, which is caused by the THC, it can cause a person to become delusional, hallucinate, have impaired memory, and be disoriented. The symptoms can obviously cause problems in functioning of one's everyday life, like I said earlier, such as driving or trying to do your job. Marijuana also has negative effects, not only on the brain, but on the heart. Immediately after smoking marijuana, the heart rate is increased 20 to 50 beats per minute, and the blood pressure is decreased. Within the first hour after smoking, researchers found that a person with a higher heart rate and a low blood pressure is 4 times more likely to have a heart attack than someone who does not smoke. Last, marijuana also affects the lungs. Even though most users smoke marijuana, a lot less than tobacco users, it contains more carcinogenic hydrocarbons than tobacco smoke, by 3 times. Marijuana also contains 3 times more tar than cigarette smoke. And the lungs are exposed more because it is held in longer. The other negative effects of marijuana that have been proven scientifically, but there are other negative effects of marijuana that have been proven scientifically, but there is also the biblical perspective of the drug. Many people will use this fact that marijuana is an all-natural and non-chemically enhanced drug that God has left on this earth as an excuse for it to be okay and for it to be legal. The Bible does not speak of marijuana specifically, but it does say that just because God has created these things doesn't mean that He wants us to use them to harm ourselves. God created the all-natural fruit tree of life that He had told Adam and Eve to stay away from. Eve had been tempted by evil and had ate from the tree. We all know what happens next. So just as marijuana is God's creation, does not mean that He wants us to use it to harm ourselves. The Bible says that we must stay away from what tempts us, even though it is of His creation. It is the evil that is using these things to tempt us. In the Corinthians 10:13, it says, "No temptation has seized you except what is common to man." And also in James 1:14 it says, "But each one is tempted when, by his own evil desire, he is dragged away and enticed." These are examples of how we are tempted by everyday things, whether or not they are God's creation. As you can see, the physical health issues, being a danger to society, causing car accidents, or being dangerous at work, and then the big biblical standpoint are all reasons that marijuana should not be legalized. If marijuana is made strictly illegal, then less people would be affected not only by the health problems, but all of these other problems. This drug is a bad drug and can cause more destruction than meets the eye. Follow the Lord and stay away from the temptations of evil, and He will reward you with many blessings. Thank you.